Glad you could listen in. I'm Kevin Cott, and this morning I'm speaking with Valerie Thomson. Valerie is a legacy coach in the ICF Greater Austin chapter who's been in the business a long time. Valerie provides executive and business coaching with an emphasis on working with women in business. So by way of introduction, could you please tell us about your start in coaching, where you started, when you started, why you started?
My unique story that I found later wasn't so unique was that I thought I made up coaching. I did. I've known two other people now in the 15 years that thought the same thing. And that came from a time when I was reviewing, after my child was born, I was reviewing what I had done and where I wanted to go from there. And I realized that I did kind of a consulting type of work in everything I did. Even when I ran a fine arts warehouse in the community, I found that I was coaching artists as to how to approach gallery owners and such. And in chatting with a family member about this, they said, that's a kind of consulting. I'm sure you could do that work. Excuse me. So I went onto the internet and I discovered that it existed and discovered Coach University, that Thomas Leonard started. And so I started there. And there were only 2 training facilities for coaching at that time, which tells you how far things have come. So I started immediately, and that was my start of coaching. I found my home.
So what was your biggest challenge when you started coaching?
My biggest challenge in the beginning, because it was very well received, but it was explaining to people what it was. And I since learned that's not such an important piece of it, to explain what it was. I learned to explain what it does for people, and that was easier to comprehend.
So you're very comfortable where you are?
I am, and I love the work. I still love the work. How telling is that? You're 16, and I'm in love with the work still. I'm
Fantastic.
in love with the moment when I watch people do incredible things because they have a coach.
Fantastic. What about the evolution of coaching? What have you noticed? How much has it matured in your opinion, and what's been the most important change over the years?
It's matured a lot. I came out on the tail of, on the heels of Cheryl Richardson. This was 1999 when I discovered coaching. So no one knew. That was before Oprah shared what coaching was with the world. No one knew what coaching was. So I've seen it go from that to this here today. And the last time I looked at websites through the ICF International site talking about accredited education facilities, the list was quite long. And as I mentioned to you, I'd found 2 at the time that I looked for training. So it's changed a lot and grown a lot. And the exciting part is that many more people are getting support for what they want to do. I think something that's really interesting about it is the different directions people and training facilities have taken coaching. So there's a layering of what people think of as coaching.
What was the most important change in the maturing of the profession?
The most important change, I believe, is that people are starting to understand the distinction between someone saying, I coach, and someone saying, I've been trained to coach. I think that's an important distinction.
Okay. What's the most significant lesson that you learned from a client?
In order to do well, I thought I had to keep bringing more and more in the beginning. And over time, again, I learned to allow different things as I trusted the process. Allowing silence is incredibly important for people who have processing going on, for people who are not working at the same pace as perhaps another client. So to allow bigger and bigger gaps of silence allowed clients to have more and more time in their process and with this process. I think it's been very, very helpful for me to enhance my coaching and for my clients.
When you look back, what's been the most significant coaching moment for you? Pardon?
The most significant.
The
Like
most.
these one questions. I think I'll share the one that told me what this profession can do. I had a client probably a third of the way into my coaching experience who had very, very big vision. So big that I was tempted to just say, turn the volume down. Usually our job is to turn it way up. And I just went there with this person, and they did what they wanted to do. And to go on that adventure with this person, to completely change their life, turn it inside out, completely change the model of their business, ultimately decide to sell their business, bail to a beautiful place, and become a writer. This is what they managed, and they stay in touch through the years. This was perfect for them, so it's my ongoing lesson of let big be big. Support what wants to be.
So anything is possible is a real truism.
It is a truism.
Yeah. Great advice. It's been great talking with you this morning, and I wish we could go further, but I appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Kevin.